There we go. Controls working.
I was like, I want to say hello, but I don't see myself to
Yeah,
say
I'm
hello.
like, "What's going on?" Like, I just said to you, like, I go through every week with this, like, where hit this to hit this to hit this, and you would think that after all these shows, I would get the order properly, but, no, because it's Monday morning, and that's how we roll around here. Uh, well, welcome everybody to another brand new episode of Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. Down, 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 down.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you very much. We're so excited to be here with all of you right now. Good morning, everybody. If you're checking out the live feed of the show, whether you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, we see you. We appreciate you. And we thank you so much for spending some of your precious time with us here live on Monday mornings. For those of you that are checking out the audio version of this or the replay, the video replay, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate you all, and we just do. We just love you guys. We love our community. It's just fantastic. For those of you, if this is your first time checking out Song Swap Showdown, you're like, what is this show that I've landed on? What have I discovered? I don't know what this thing's about. Well, guess what, friends? We're here to tell you what the show is all about. It's very simple, right? Amanda and I each week swap 3 songs with each other that we don't think the others heard, right? And then what we do is we review those songs. We rate them on an ever complicated scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a horrible song. Like, why? Why would you send this to me? Why? It's a dumpster fire. Please never send this to me again. All the way up to 5 records, which we deem to be heavenly music to our ears, right? It's the eternal playlist of love, of music.
So wonderful.
So wonderful. I love your face every time I hit that
Every
sound,
time. And you know
that
what?
drop. Every
So
time. You have the most this warm,
it's like,
relaxing.
and it makes me, every single time I hear it, it makes me think of like the cassette tapes that would go along with the books when we were kids, and it would have like, that was the cue to turn the page. Yes, and then you would go into, and I just saw a TikTok clip this weekend, and it was the Fox and the Hounds, and it basically had a shorter version of that sound. I was like, "Oh, take me back."
So comforting.
It is.
So
Like, I
comforting.
don't wanna go back to my childhood, but just, like, the nostalgia of how great that time was.
Right, the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
That's what it's a trigger for you in a happy way.
In a happy way.
It's a happy
Happy
trigger.
trigger.
Yeah. Happy trigger. Well, also, if you'd like to join us and participate with the show, you can, of course, do that here live with us and check in. Like our friends right now are Mark Roddick, Ashley, Dave Mattingly.
Good morning.
And for anybody else who's watching the show live, feel free to comment. Feel free to throw something in the chat for us to react to or laugh at or whatever. But if you can't catch the show live, we totally understand, because we're at 8:15 on Monday mornings EST time. So that's not always a time that everybody can join us. So, but we do have a community on Facebook. So if you'd like to interact with the community, we're in there all the time. It's completely free to join. Join our Facebook group. It's the Song Swap Showdown backstage group. You can use it. You can get in there by using the link in the notes. We really would love it if you would join us there, because we have a lot of fun. We do a lot of posts that have to do with episodes of the show. You, as community members, our community, have power over the show too, by the way, right? Because the last couple of weeks, we've actually done community member suggestions as themes for the show. So listen, don't miss out. Let your voice be heard no matter where you are in the world. We want you to join the group, because that is a great way to participate with us and get involved in the show. Even from the creation standpoint, we're equal opportunity creators here.
It is, and it's really fun to see the ideas that they come up with, because every week coming up with our own theme is not exhausting for us by any stretch of the imagination, but it challenges us a little bit when the theme isn't necessarily that would have been on something on our list. So I love suggested themes, because it just takes me into a different, genre maybe than I would have landed in. Genre.
Yes. Well, no, it's absolutely right. I mean, listen, the previous episode we were doing songs by one of our great friend of the show, Mr. Tony Forkboy Donato had given us each. We had picked his because we talked about it in the
Yeah.
community, and we wound up going with his playlist, and it was great. We had a great time. And prior to that, we had Mr. Mark Ronick, another great friend and sponsor
Mhm.
of the show, who came up with a wonderful idea. So listen, get involved because that's it. Power to the people. We're like I said, we want you to interact with us.
Mhm.
This is the way the show grows, and we're very happy for it. So today's theme, right? This actually came from an idea. I saw this online, and it was one of our other community members. Now, and it wasn't a direct thing. It was actually something that he had posted online, and I thought, wow, that's a really great theme for a show. So I went with it, and I asked you if you were okay with it, and you were like, "Yeah, of course." So I mean,
Of course.
this is how our creative process works. Sometimes it starts and we have to go through it, and sometimes it's an instant like thumbs.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a sure. So today we said, well, why don't we pick one word songs, like so one word song titles, so songs with
Mhm.
one word as a title to share or to swap with each other this week. And so we gave each other a pretty good mix of tunes. I think. And listen, there's tons of them, and we can go through some of them in the community because we were asking what
Mhm.
some of everybody's favorite one song title, one word song title songs are. But I feel like our playlists are pretty strong to each other this week.
I thought it was interesting, and when you first sent it my way, I was like, "Absolutely," and then I was like, "Man, this might be a challenge to come up with a few, like, really of my favorite one-word
Right.
title songs," and when I dove into it, it became, like, a problem like we normally have going, "Oh my gosh, now I gotta scale it down to just 3." There are a lot more one-word title songs than I ever realized.
There are a lot. When you think about it, like you said, like you start making a list and it gets to be like, wow, there are just so many of. I mean, and there's so all through the decades, everything. So I mean, obviously, we only talk about 3 songs each on the show, so 6
Right.
songs total. So it's the amount of songs with one word song titles are pretty much limitless, but we had to pare it down. So I just find it interesting though. This is why it's like I love doing the show because I always find it interesting, like, what songs will you give me? Like, and I try to give you things that obviously I don't think that you've ever heard before, and maybe some songs that might challenge you a little bit, but in a good way, just to kind of expand on what we've been doing genre wise over the last several seasons of the show.
Mhm.
So I love to see how you react to certain things. So sometimes things are I'll just say it. I do things on purpose. I just do. I just do. I just do. Oh, and here we go. So Mark Roddick checking in. Maybe in the future you guys could do one word songs from certain genres and or decades. Great
Challenge
idea.
accepted, my friend.
Challenge
Challenge
accepted.
accepted.
Yeah.
Because it was hard. I really wanted to throw in some country into my list, but I was like, I'm not feeling it this week. The selection of one word country songs. I was like, I'm just not feeling those choices.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I liked your choices. And I will say, even though we talk about songs we've never heard before, I've heard 2 out of the 3 songs that you gave me.
And I
Could
heard one of the three that you gave me.
Ooh, and I think I know which one it is, but that's good. So see, so this is good. So we're each discovering new music, but like I've always said, is even though when you send me songs I've heard before, it doesn't mean I know a lot about those songs in the sense of where they came from, like of how they were created. So always in my fact digging, in fact checking, I
Mhm.
uncover really juicy facts about the music that you send me. So,
All right.
and
So let
today I am
me
not short of
let
juicy
me
facts.
let me just recap what you said. You actually only knew two of the three?
That is correct. 2 of the 3
Interesting.
songs you gave me this week, I knew 2 of them.
Oh my god, I really thought you would know all 3. Now let's jump into this show. I gotta know which one you didn't know.
All right, let's jump into it.
I gots to know.
So am I kicking us off or are you
Let's
kicking
get
us?
you
Okay.
kick us off.
All right. So here we go. So your first song to me this week was Lisa
Hmm.
Loeb and Stay. I did know this song.
Stay.
Yes, exactly. Oh, real quick before we go further.
Oh, okay.
Dave Mattingly has a prediction.
Uh-huh.
Because my guess is Chris has heard Mouth and Faith, and Amanda has heard Sliver. Well, the
We shall
predictions are
see.
in. So good to make the prediction at
Mm.
the start of the show, Dave. Very good.
And our other
Um,
listeners, it's not too late to also put in your predictions.
that's right. That's right. So if you're watching, listening live, let us know. Okay, so I will say off the bat, I've heard "Stay" by Lisa
Okay.
Loeb. Uh I love this song. Like this is actually I really love this song a lot. This is a song that I remember when it came out. I thought it was great. I think Lisa Loeb has just got an amazing voice, and she's such an amazing talent that I'm surprised that she actually isn't bigger than what she is. Like this is
Sure.
kind of like her one huge hit, like
Mhm.
huge hit. And what is actually pretty interesting about this is that, so first of all, for those of you who may or may have never heard the song or don't remember when, so it was released in May of 1994.
Take us
May,
back.
where was I in May of 1994? I was in college. That was where I was. In May of 1994, I was in college. I remember this came out because of the film Reality Bites, which was heavily featured in the song, and that was the lead single from that soundtrack. And that was like the 90s to me. And we've talked about this before because we've done shows about movie
Mhm.
soundtracks. The 90s were like to me like not necessarily the start, but more of the emphasis I'd say on creating films with like really killer soundtracks with
Yeah.
like not throwaway tracks from bands, but like actually really good music, whether it was composed for
Mhm.
the film or it was like just a really good track that the band
Mhm.
like, kind of was like, this is a good song. We want to contribute it to the soundtrack.
Mhm.
And so many bands kind of blew up because of
Mhm.
that. So it helped get a lot of bands over. And in this song in particular, Lisa Loeb was actually an unsigned artist at this point. And she was an independent artist, no major label.
Wow.
None.
That's
So
crazy.
she is and was, I think she still is to this day, if I'm not wrong. But if I am, please correct me, but she is one of I mean, from what I'm reading here, she is the only one to have scored a number one hit on Billboard who was an unsigned artist. Like, that
Wow.
was unheard of, and I think it still might be. Now, it may be a little bit easier today, but I don't think it's been done by anybody else since then. But once again, if I'm wrong, please let me know. But yeah, so this song is not only a great song, but it also scored number one, and Lisa Loeb was an independent artist when she did that. And of course, afterwards, she did get a record contract.
Of course.
She wound up signing with Geffen later. So the story behind the song, by the way, is I once again find it very fascinating. How did these songs come about?
Mhm.
What are the stories behind the song? So according to songfacts.com, in an interview with Lisa Loeb, she told them, at the time I was having arguments with my boyfriend, who was actually my co-producer as well. We made records together, and then I go off into some other areas. I remember someone close to me was going through severe depression. A lot of the times in my songs, I get into some phase where I describe some other situation, and there's a whole verse in there about somebody who was very depressed. But yeah, it was a story about a breakup I was going through, and that situation where it's gotten into your head too much, partially because someone else is telling you what you're only hearing and what you want to do, and that puts you in a little bit of a tailspin. But oh, sorry, it puts me in a bit of a tailspin because you can't figure out exactly what's real, and you're only seeing things through your own eyes. Are you actually seeing things the way they are, or are you making things up? And at what point do you know whether you're seeing things the way they really are? um how this song came to be in Reality Bites is Lisa Loeb's friend, Ethan Hawke.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Yeah. Brought it to the attention of Ben Stiller, who saw Lisa Loeb perform and used her song in the movie. It was a huge break for Lisa Loeb, who didn't have a record deal at the time. When she found out the song was going to be in the soundtrack, she knew it was the end of her temp work because at the time she had a gig at the consulting firm of Ernst Young at the time doing temp work. Um, Absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, number one hit by a U.S. artist who was not signed to a label. Absolutely love the song. And by the way, I got to bring up too a little musical connection, which most people may not be. not care about. I care because I'm a huge fan. So I'm a huge fan of this band Ida. It's a duo between Elizabeth Mitchell and Daniel Littleton. And actually, Elizabeth Mitchell from Ida and Lisa Loeb used to have, they went to school together and they performed together. And they actually released 2 albums together called Liz and Lisa. Twice they did a Liz and Lisa record. And actually on this song Stay, Elizabeth Mitchell's doing backup vocals and Daniel Littleton's also playing guitar on this song as well. So for any music nerds out there who are into Ida as much as I am, I always find it just blows me away that one of my favorite bands is actually a contributor on this song.
So, I mean, let's just digest what you just said. They went to the same school and they both have extreme success like that. Like, what are the odds that many people from one school become well known or that successful in an industry such as like music, which is really hard?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It really is. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And a lot of times too, it boils down to like, once again, this is sort of like, who are your friends? Who do you know? And
Yeah,
it's
like, did Ethan Hawke go there too?
I don't know. It doesn't say that, but
And they
I
just
gotta, I mean, obviously they're friends and and yeah. And I see Dave checking in with Ethan Hawke is everybody's friend.
he's not mine. I mean, it's not that I wouldn't let him be my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave. I figured Dave would be a no stranger. I love Elizabeth Mitchell's folk songs. I listen to Ladybug Picnic now. Yeah, Elizabeth Mitchell, just awesome talent. And I'm such a huge Ida fan. No secret to the show. But yeah, so I absolutely love this song. This is actually my wife does this song a lot on karaoke. She also does this in an Natalie Imbruglia song. The other one.
I'm like a bird. That one.
No, the other Torn.
Oh, I just jumped right into.
You just jumped right into that one.
Jumped right in. Sorry.
No, she does. Yeah, Torn, which actually is a cover song, by the way. But we could go into that some other time because that almost made my list, and I was going to do the original version of Torn, but we'll save that for another show.
There we go.
So where do I rate this song? Where do I rate "Stay" by Lisa Loeb? So I love this song. I think it's great. I actually feel like it's one of the most perfect pop songs. Like it's got everything you want in it, including Lisa Loeb's like just amazing voice.
Yes.
I think it's I really do. I feel like it's a perfect song from start to finish, especially if you're feeling very emo, sad emo girl song. No, but it is a great song. So it's 5 records for me. It really is. It's a 5 record song. Yeah.
Oh my. I'm a little speechless.
Are you speechless already?
I really kind of. I mean, I know I like this song. I mean, I thought you would have a fair rating for it, but that's a phenomenal rating. Thank you.
I mean,
yeah.
How awesome is this, man? Like,
you say
her voice is butter.
I only hear what
it just
want
floats.
And it sounds a little innocent.
Yeah.
Like meek but strong.
Yeah.
I talk so all the time.
So good, man. Love it. Oh yeah. Dave says. Yeah, it's great. Dave says I should be playing the Heavenly Harp. You're right.
As you wish.
It is 5 songs. 5 records. Sorry. It's a 5 record.
And her voice could go right with that.
It really does.
You could go, you say, like right along with it.
I missed you.
No, but it is it's a great song. I really do. I love it. It's a 5 record song for me all day long. Boom.
Like it. I accept that and I appreciate it. So thank you, Chris Baglio.
You are welcome. And so just some comments that have come off of this song. Dave says in 2019, the unsigned band Dirty Honey, which I really love Dirty Honey, hit number 1 with When I'm Gone. I did not know that, Dave.
What song is that?
I'll have to cue it up for you. So Dirty Honey is a really good band, actually. I really dig these guys. And it actually was my wife who turned me on to Dirty Honey.
I like the name.
Believe it or not. Yeah, I think you'd like these guys. They got a really good hard rock edge to. So here's a little bit of When I'm Gone. Kind of like
So
little
that
like
was a number. So they were
Led,
unsigned and number 1 too.
a
Interesting.
little Led Zeppelin, like rock, Rolling Stones kind of a sound.
Mm-hmm.
Black Crows kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So all right.
I didn't dislike that.
Thank you, Dave, for
Yes.
the fact check there. Appreciate that.
Which, I mean, still is remarkable.
Yeah, still remarkable. Ashley Feller, I guess, going all the way back, says, is tequila involved?
Okay. Since we brought up tequila, Chris,
Since we brought up the tequila.
I don't know if you saw on I think it was on our Instagram, I'd have to verify, or
Mhm.
our Facebook, that someone was kind of like poking fun or being mean that we didn't know the difference between whiskey and alcohol or whatever. They were being so mean about it.
You know what? I'm so used to people being mean to us, Amanda Sharp. It's okay.
Like, your lack of knowledge within the alcohol industry just makes me want to go have a drink.
That's
Bottoms up.
fine. Hey,
Bottoms up.
that is fine with me. Yeah.
Like, wow.
Whatever.
Sorry to go down that tangent.
That's
but
okay.
that just
I mean,
took
listen,
over the weekend,
we said what we said in our last show. We're literally we're only meaning. Forget it. I'm not even gonna go into it.
Well, and I wanted to like respond. Like, we do a live show. There's no retakes. We say what we say and we say it. Like, it's yes. Do we misspeak? Sure.
Of course we do.
I mean,
Of
my
course we
gosh,
do.
live.
Yeah. All I was simply saying is I didn't know a lot of country songs. And by the way, a guy who's not a country fan, I didn't
Exactly.
know of a lot of country songs that talked about people sipping wine. Country songs, like, you know, from all I know is a lot of country songs deal with drinking beer, drinking whiskey, and drinking tequila. That's my knowledge. Limited knowledge, people. Just saying it.
So speaking of trash talking, we'll go to your next song, which is called Trash
Oh, yes.
by the New York Dolls.
Yes.
All right.
Did you know this song?
I did not. This was one of the two that I did not know. All right. So I could not find very much about this song.
Really interesting, because I have a whole thing
tried to
about this song.
fact it, and I just couldn't find and the lyrics are very basic.
Right. But
I mean,
but in a very
basic.
poetic way.
Okay. I mean, I feel like the words have to be different to be poetic, but there's a lot of take out the trash or whatever the words are.
Trash.
Now, when I first heard this, I was like, this is kind of Scottish. But then when I did find some information about the band, there was nothing that referenced them as like a ska band. So tell me what I'm hearing that would have made me think that.
I honestly don't know. I really don't know where you would get ska from. I mean,
I was like, ooh,
yeah.
this is ska punk. And then there was nothing that agreed with that online.
New York Dolls, you're definitely close on the punk side though, because they were like the proto-punk band. Kind of one of the firsts before punk became punk.
Okay.
They were considered more like just glam rock. They were kind of put into that glam rock. It was, this is 1973.
Yes.
And you saw the pictures. I mean, and everybody David Johansen, Johnny Thunder, Sylvain. I mean, these guys, like, the New York Dolls are probably one of the most influential bands are, kind of not forgotten, but not as big as they should be, but yet everybody listens to the Dolls and everybody's been influenced by the Dolls, and then most likely started a band because of the Dolls. And yes, Dave, if you've ever heard Blister Poindexter, hot, 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 dun, 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 dun,
oh yeah,
hot, hot. Yeah, that's David Johansen's alter ego from New York Dolls. Yeah, Buster Poindexter.
Mm-hmm,
so
yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. So the New York Dolls are an extremely, like, without the New York Dolls, you wouldn't have the Ramones, you wouldn't have the Sex Pistols, you really wouldn't have had even Kiss to a point. You wouldn't even have had Kiss from that side, because the New York Dolls were like that band that just like, we're just gonna go, we're gonna do our thing, we're gonna dress up like girl, like, but it was not, it was just because it was like, we just want to do something different, we want to stand out, we want to make the music we want to make, and on top of that, our lyrics are gonna be about where we come from, which is New York, Lower East Side, like, it's not pretty. And this is where the song Trash kind of comes from, is that, hey, this is the world we live in, of like what happens. And, some people are literally treated like trash, like you're taking the trash out, and this is how this human being's being treated. And that's sort of like where this kind of comes from. And a lot of the songs sort of have that, like, sleazy New York rock, they just kind of invented a whole sound.
Well, and that's where I think thank you for saying that, because when I first heard the songs the first couple times, I really didn't know what era this came from. I thought it was more recent, and I was truly shocked to find out it was in the 70s.
Yep, 1973.
I was early 70s to that, like, because
Yeah,
I guess that's why I don't know, when I thought it was ska, like, I immediately in my brain was like, I'm putting it into, like, the 90s in my
yeah.
brain, and I was just shocked. So, I will say after I listened to the song several times,
Hmm.
because I listened to it about 5 times, I grew to enjoy it more every single time.
I'll tell you, the New York Dolls, they write really catchy songs, great melodies. It's very raw, but David Johansen's voice, the playing, just they really are an earworm of a band. Like, you're like, I
Yeah.
don't know about this, and then it's like you go, wait, this is really good. Like,
Mhm.
they find ways of putting like melody into songs where you don't think it's coming,
Mhm.
and like even with this song. There's like, it's like trash, dun, 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 and it's like, dun, and then it like breaks out into that like little melodic part. It's kind of funny how that happens, and you like don't expect it. I'll play a little bit of it.
No, I really it's just a lot to decipher the first couple times you hear it, but
Yeah.
it did grow on me. It did grow on me.
Pick it up, take them lights away. Trash, won't get it up. Don't throw your love away. Trash, pick it up. Don't try to take my night
Right.
away.
Yeah, there's
And it breaks down.
Don't you ask me if I love you. 'Cause I don't know what
Yeah.
I do. Up my nose.
I know you disagree with me on this. You
Right.
put those vocals with some sort of ska sound. I'm telling you, it's a ska sound
I don't know
in my
about that.
brain. Like,
I don't
I
know. In your brain,
swear.
I mean, listen, there are rough ska. I mean, listen, we've listened to Op Ivy, which, is the punk ska, and it's the
Mhm.
vocals are like really rough and gruff. And, Mighty Buddy Boss Tones have got the same thing with the rough vocals. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you could like David Johansen's voice over a ska. I mean, the thing is, he's very versatile as a singer. Like, if you listen to the Buster Poindexter stuff, you'll actually hear it's a lot of like lounge and calypso. I mean, Hot 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 is like a calypso song. So I mean,
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's
I mean, so I could see that working. He's had other. I'm just looking here. Because he's done. I mean, David Johansen as an artist after New York Dolls broke up, he did several solo records, and it wasn't until the Buster Poindexter stuff came out when he started doing that like persona that he started getting into more of like not so much traditional rock stuff, but more like standard stuff. Like he even does a great version of House of the Rising Sun, by the way, which is
oh,
really good.
I love that song
But
so
yeah,
much.
this song, and actually I just watched the Martin Scorsese documentary on him, and he's like, this song is the bane of his existence.
I believe it.
He's like, but you know what? It's a huge hit for him.
It is.
But
What
this is
was
the same guy.
well, what was the other artist who said that their most popular song was the song that they didn't even like? That they're like, I can't believe that's the one. Like, of all the songs, that's the one that I didn't want to become famous about. Gosh, what song was that?
I can't remember now.
I'll have to look at our playlist.
It was
It's
from this season.
it was from the season. And it was
Hmm.
basically like he hated being famous for that song made him famous.
Oh, that's the Pina Colada song.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, Escape. He was like, he hated the fact that he's like pretty much known for like that song
That
for the rest of
song.
his
Of
life
all
as
of the other great songs that he did, that
yeah, that's the song he's most known for.
but I put it in the same category as that "Ha ha ha" because that's just
Yeah,
played in a lot of movies, a lot of things. All
yeah.
right.
Wow, we have so much going on in the comments right now.
Let's hit some comments.
All right, so let's hit some comments on this. We've
We
really gotten
do.
people are excited about this song. So, all right, yeah. So yes,
Mm.
Dave Mattingly on the recent New York Dolls. I love Dance Like a Monkey. Yes, great song. I agree. Let's see, Amanda. It does have a ska rhythm to it. If you throw in 5 horns, it would fit in right.
Thank you,
All right, Mark
Dave.
Ronick with agreed. So I'm gonna go with you. I
Ooh.
guess he's agreeing on the ska stuff.
If not, we're gonna pretend that that's what it was.
Ashley Feller, the bane of existence all the way to the bank. Yeah.
Mailbox money
Yeah.
for sure. I
Yeah. And
love
Buster
that.
Poindexter was David Johansen's satire on the entire music industry. Yes, I completely agree. And I actually, like I said, I did, and this was the reason I put this on. We did this. I watched the Martin Scorsese documentary on David Johansen, which is on Showtime. I highly recommend everybody watching it because he literally is playing. They shot it like right before the New York shut down before the pandemic in 2020, and he did a set as Buster Poindexter and told stories, and then in between they intercut like interviews and stuff about his life and the New York Dolls. It was really well done. Highly recommend watching it if you're just a fan of music documentaries. I think you're really gonna like this. But so I watched that and I was like, one word songs, I'm putting trash on this. This trash is definitely going on this list. Yeah, it was good. Yes, a Scorsese documentary. Yeah, it's very good. Highly recommend it, Dave. So all right, so
All right.
all this being said, and we could go on, we could make this entire show about the New York Dolls, but we won't. But Amanda, where does your ratings fall for Trash by the New York Dolls?
So when I first heard it, I was like 3 records. 3 records.
Okay.
But on my 5th or 6th time, I'm like, man, this is really more catchy than I would have ever guessed that first go around. So I'm gonna creep it up to like a 3.3.
Okay, a
And I know
3.3.
that doesn't seem like a little bit of a jump, but I do think it's more than a 3 now in my ears. And I think the more I listen to it, it might creep it up to like that 3.8 range
Mm-hmm.
because it is catchy. There's no doubt it's catchy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll have to listen to some of their other music because I had never heard of them before.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you just go to Spotify and then hit like they always do like the compilation. So if you go, this is New York Dolls, you'll hear. I mean, I think there's actually gonna be a lot of songs of theirs that you're gonna dig.
Is this? Did I read it on this one where this was their single off of their first record? Is that right?
Yep. So this is the debut single off of their record called Personality. So sorry, the A side was Personality Crisis, and this was the single off of that. So I guess it's actually pretty funny. I actually didn't even realize. So here you go, Amanda Sharp. You're vindicated a little bit.
Look at me.
So you didn't know this. In 2009, the band recorded a reggae style remake of this song for the album "Cause I Say So." I completely forgot about that. So
stop it.
Yeah, I hold on. Now I have to find this.
Look at the smile.
Man, Amanda, you are completely vindicated here. Let me see.
Gosh.
Jeez,
Surprise myself.
Look at you.
Look at 3 seasons into the show, and I am bringing value finally.
Let me see.
Yes, our ears must listen to this. But I just find it interesting that their first single release off their debut album would be trash. Like, what a bold move.
Yeah, but I think that it's one of those things where, it is, but it's a very indicative of like the sound of the band too. So let me see. How did they not have
the reggae version? I'm
nope, they don't have this on Spotify. Oh wait, hold on. Take that back.
I had a struggle, and I don't, maybe it just was my like Googling skills. I had a hard time finding like a lot of information about this. Well, I'm digging this. Oh yeah.
Amanda, you're completely vindicated right now. I didn't even know about this.
Trash.
Oh!
Don't throw your love away. Oh, trash.
Oh my gosh.
Don't take your light away.
There you go.
Oh, trash. Don't you take my night away. And please.
Oh, this is. Can I rate this song?
You're gonna rate this one?
Can I rate this version
Go
too?
ahead. Right.
I'm feeling like this is a solid like 4.2.
Look at that. You throw a little reggae beat.
Yes.
All right. 4.2 rating on the reggae version of Trash. Wow. That's a live rating there for you.
Oh my gosh, I can't
Yeah,
wait. That has to go on our playlist too.
man.
That's
I
a
will.
fabulous
I will put it
version.
on. I will add it to the playlist. I will do the trash regular version, 1973 version, and then trash the 2009 version. That's
That is
2009. So it's
so
done all those
fun.
years later as a reggae song.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Huh.
Liz, Amanda, you bring value to the show just by being here.
Dave, you're
Dave
so
Mattingly.
kind. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So Amanda,
Whew.
I stand completely vindicated. I mean, you're completely vindicated by calling that out. I didn't even realize that existed. I literally just saw that note and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Stop the presses.
I'm glad I talked about
Yeah.
the debut single like that because that brought in that little
Yeah.
sliver of oh my gosh, how unscripted,
Yeah.
unscripted excellence.
By the way, just so you know, Trash did not chart on any of the single charts.
I'm gonna not. I can't say I'm surprised.
Didn't chart, by the way. There's no chart for Trash, although
I
it
just
should have.
I felt like there was maybe some holes in it, but that's
Right.
okay.
That's okay.
All right.
All right.
Great dialogue about trash.
Great
First off,
dialogue about
thank
trash. Yeah,
you.
absolutely. So before we continue, we're going to take a quick break here and talk about our amazing sponsor,
Mhm.
campsite.bio, who we talk about every single week because they're just amazing. They're such a great sponsor of the show, and we're really appreciative of their support. And you know what? As we say each and every single week, we are avid campsite.bio clients. Like, we love their software. We
For
love
sure.
what they're doing there. And honestly, if you're not using campsite.bio and using their link in your link in bio to put all your other links in there, you're kind of missing out on really working with a great company that lets you basically convert more of your followers into actual clients. So the tool that they have created is really excellent. I mean, we talk about it each and every week, and if you haven't experienced it for yourself, I urge you to go do that. Just download it for free, right?
Absolutely.
Literally, go download it for free, play with it, use it, see how you like it. Because I'm telling you, when you do, you're gonna love it. And I've used other tools like this. I mean, they're all out there. We know them all. I've used them, but the one I settled on and the one I like using the most is definitely campsite.bio. And that is no lie. Go to my profile, go to Amanda's profile, go to the profile for Song Swap Showdown, and
Mhm.
you will see us using campsite.bio for our show, for our personal links, for our businesses, because it really is one of the best tools out there that lets you completely customize your experience. It's blazing fast too, right? There's the other thing. It's a blazing fast bio link and is made completely your way. So you can customize it, put your logo, your colors, all your branding in there. And on top of that, you can also connect it to all your different programs and different campaigns that you're running as well. So there's full on integration for lots of tracking data and analytics. Faux show. So
Both though.
listen, everybody. If you want to join over 250,000 other creators, agencies, and brands already using campsite.bio, well, all you got to do is download it for free right now. Use the link in our notes. And when you're ready to unleash the power of campsite.bio upon the world, use the coupon code and you'll get $10 off your pro plan. And I'm on a pro plan. I have clients on a pro plan. Song Swap Showdown's on a pro plan. We love our pro plan. It is awesome. I get to see all the stuff under the hood, where our traffic's coming from, who's clicking on what, the integration between YouTube and Spotify, an app. Like, people could literally listen to the show right from campsite.bio. They could watch the show right on campsite.bio. They could tip us right on campsite.bio. Very
Wink,
important, by
wink.
the way. Wink, wink. Tip jar. But listen, for everybody out there, if you're creating and you want to have that ability to point your followers to all the places you want them to go, your merch store, right? Of course, episodes of your show, your content, tip jars, information, mailing lists. We have MailChimp integrated with campsite.bio. It all works seamlessly. So that's all I got to say about that. Amanda, you use campsite.bio all the
I
time.
I do, and I love how easy it is because Amanda needs easy. But you know what? I found myself doing the last few weeks.
Mhm,
I feel a little judgy, but it's not to be judgy. But when someone's not using a tool like this
mhm,
in their like link or
mhm.
in their bio at all, I'm like, you're just dollars going away.
You know what? That's a great point.
Opportunity going away. I get so sad. So I'm not judging them at all. I'm going, man. So I'm about to start like messaging people like, do you know how much you're missing out on?
Yeah, it's lost opportunity.
It
Is
is.
what you're describing. Lost
Yes,
opportunities.
lost opportunities. I get so sad. So
Yeah.
sad. So don't make me sad. Get some campsite.bio and make me
Don't make
happy.
Amanda sad. Don't make her sad. So start simplifying your link in bio management today. Start taking your link in bio seriously with a professional looking campsite.bio profile. Do it today. Download it for free. Give it a try. Then when you're like, wow, this is amazing. This has changed my life. You will sign up for that pro plan and use the coupon code because you get $10 off that pro plan. So that is that. Campsite.bio. Check them out. We love them. Thank you for your support.
All right. Now that we're 40 minutes into our show, we've only covered 2 songs.
We love talking about music.
Buckle up. It's going to be a little while longer.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Your second song to me. So this is the song I did not know.
I
Did not know
cannot
this song.
believe this. I thought this was such a popular song.
I did not know Mouth by Merril Bainbridge. I've never heard this song. I did never heard it before.
That's amazing.
I don't know. I think people is maybe in one of these other shocking moments again where everybody's like, have you not heard this song? I haven't heard this song. I don't
Okay.
remember ever hearing it. I listened to it several times. Did not know this song.
I
don't even know who
like-
Merril Bainbridge is.
I feel like this was just played so much. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was played so much. I just seemed that I'd miss it when it was played. I don't know.
Or you were like, turn
Yeah.
this off.
Yeah, here we go. Mouth was all over the radio for at least a year. Well, you know, let me look back. 1994, the song was released. I don't know. I just wasn't, I guess I just didn't hear it or I tuned it out. I have no recollection of Mouth. I just don't.
It's a pretty provocative song. When I was re-listening to it, I was like,
I
man.
was like surprised. I'm like, Amanda Sharp.
I'm pretty sure I sang this song with conviction in front of my mom. With no hesitation. Yeah. And I look back now and I was like, wow, this is pretty like saucy.
It is saucy. Although she has stated that it is not a sexual song. It's just honest about a relationship and how you feel in a relationship. Sometimes you feel you're in control and the next thing you're insecure. It's the role playing thing. To me, it's not about straight up sexuality. It doesn't bother me if people connect with that because obviously it's there, but it wasn't something I was aware of.
So neither was I, apparently.
Neither were you, I guess.
Neither was I.
So the song was released in 1994. For anybody that doesn't know, like myself, Mel Bainbridge is an Australian singer-songwriter. And this song was released for her debut album, released in 1995, called The Garden. It was released as the album's first single in October of 1994 and was reissued in 1995. Mouth became her biggest hit, peaking at number 1 on the Australia ARIA singles channel for 6 consecutive weeks and in Canada for 1 week. The song also became a top 5 hit in Iceland and the United States and reached number 17 in New Zealand. And I have never heard this song before. I swear to you all, I have not heard this song before. So let me play a little bit of Mouth because I don't know, I don't know. I'd like to hear. Obviously Dave's heard it before, so let's hear a little bit of Mouth.
I'm shocked.
Would it be my fault if I could turn you on? Would I be so bad if I could turn you on?
Although this is all the hallmarks of being an Amanda song, by the
way. Yes.
So I swear I never heard this song, and if I had heard it, I completely forgot that I had heard it because it really didn't register with me at all. Thank you. There's a Danielle Ashley saying, completely forgot about this. See, I think it's a song that I probably heard and just didn't make an impact on me, and I just was like, all right.
I bet Ashley could probably sing a really good version of this.
Memory unlocked.
You're welcome. Ashley has been one of our featured artists in the past. She's fabulous. Go check her out. We love her stuff. I think you could sing this really well, Ashley.
I agree with that. I would love to hear an Ashley Danielle Feller version of Mouth. Now that I've heard it again, I guess
for the first time.
I'm gonna go for the first time, although probably not. But it's just a song I don't remember hearing straight up. So anyway, listen, I don't think it's a bad song at all. It's a ditty. I put it in a ditty category.
Yeah.
I could see why you definitely like this song. It's got a lot of Amanda hallmarks. It checks the boxes.
It does.
It's got the Amanda pep in the step.
Yes.
But it's not a bad song. Is it as good as Stay? No.
That's fair.
Not as good as Stay. If I'm gonna rank it in the playlist you've given me, right? So that's how I'm gonna put it in there. But definitely not like, it's not a corny song or anything like that. I think it's a nice ditty. It's got a great feel to it. And I agree. Like, I heard the lyrics, and I was like, whoa, this is a little risque for Amanda Sharp. But after reading like her original intent on writing the song, it just wasn't what she intended it. It's just the way it came out, though, right? So it's the way she expressed herself, but that wasn't the original meaning. But hey, if someone else takes it that way, hey, that's fine too. Like, whatever, right? I mean, that's art. It's up to your interpretation how you want to take it. And so we know where your mind is, Amanda Sharp. But
hey, I'm married. It can be anywhere. Boom.
So listen, where do I give this? I give it a 3.5. I think it's a fun song. It's a fun ditty, and I think it's cool. Like, it's not my favorite of the 3 songs, but I could see why the song is a hit. Like, it's got the template of being a hit song, and it's got a great beat. She's got a great voice. I don't know. That's it. I mean, I think it's a 3.5. I think it's not a 2. It's not even a 3. It's more than a 3, but it's not a 4 or 5 for me. So that's where I rank it.
Okay, I can accept all that. However, I am going to do an episode 2 of songs Chris does not know for our reels and our interwebs, and I think people are going to be just as shocked about this one.
You think so?
Including
I think
your wife, Rachel.
She might be. I mean, because oftentimes she's like, how do you not know this song? So, like, I don't know. I did the, once again, song, I just, like I said, I probably had heard it back in the day, just didn't make an impact on me.
And I feel like, and you had a sister.
Yeah, but my sister.
But I guess in '94 you weren't. Like you said, you were in college. So
yeah, I was in college. I mean, we were both kind of like, my sister and I were 4 years apart, so she was also in high school. So it was like, I'm in college, she's in high school. Like, we're just living separate lives and all that. And maybe she did. I don't know. I mean, fair. Steph, if you're listening, then let me know if you know "Mouth" by Merril Bainbridge. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, good one. Suggestion for future consideration: songs based on names, if that hasn't been done already, has not been done already.
There's an Amanda song.
So maybe next week.
And you mean like names, like Amanda?
Yeah, like
Chris.
based like somebody's name, like songs that are somebody's name.
Chris, you want to do that next week?
So I'm thinking of maybe a next week.
I think I can't even.
We didn't solidify next week's show yet, so.
All right, we're squeaking this one in. We're doing a bump.
I did have ideas, but you know what? I do like this one.
Yes, I know, because I almost had. There are a lot of one name songs.
Yes, there are a lot of one.
I found a bunch, and I had that thought. I was like, oh, but not like I didn't connect it with us doing a show. Love the suggestion.
Love it. Very good. Thank you, Ashley, for that. That is a very good suggestion. All right.
Okay. On to Chris's second song to me, which was Sliver by Nirvana, which obviously I knew Nirvana.
Sliver.
Oh, Sliver.
I think I typoed it wrong.
No. It took me a second.
I typoed it wrong in our notes.
No, that's so funny because when I was struggling to find some like stuff on it, that makes all the sense now.
Yeah.
All right. So Sliver. Which makes much more sense to me because it is a sad song.
I don't know if it's so sad. I think it's just like, I feel I relate to this song because it's such a straightforward song. And I think every kid growing up has gone through that, where it's just the separation of like your parents. Hey, they want to go out for a night and they dump you with like your grandparents, and you get the separation anxiety. That's what that's how it plays to me.
That's how it plays. But when I like looked into what it meant, They say it's about a child being abandoned by their parents. Like, that's different to me than, like, having a little, like, quality time with grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Because
like, but
I was
he's
relieved when the verse was like, "And I, like, woke up in my mom's arm," and I was like, "Oh, thank the Lord."
yeah. I mean, I guess it could be taken that way. I mean, Kurt Cobain was saying that with this, it was just really like based on something that actually happened to him. Like, so I don't know. I mean, I know that was written between Kurt Cobain and bassist Kurst Novalic. No, sorry, Novoselic. So maybe it's kind of a combination of like their stories.
Mhm.
So it could be. But I think that this song definitely has those meanings. I mean, I think once again, right? What's the true meaning of the song? What the artist, and then what do people come out with it? But yes, it could absolutely be taken that way as well. That abandonment.
Yeah, so I just thought it was really sad, and then it made me think of Owen. I'm like, "This is why I never had anyone watch Owen." Because he would be so traumatized, he'd grow up into an adult and write a popular song that would make him millions.
Well, you know what, too? It reminds me a lot of like, and I think I went through this too. Like, I think every kid kind of goes through it a little bit, but like the first time you drop your kids off at school, like the first
Oh
time you
my
drop and
god,
you
I
have to leave them,
cried.
that is like, that separate. And then when they're like, and they realize like you're not kind of coming and they're in it's like, it's, as a parent, it's a tough feeling, man. Like, but you know, you have to do it because you know they got to
It's
go to
the
school.
law.
This is it's part. It's a lot, but it's also part of the learning and the growing of your child that they
Oh, that's
need to be
hard.
able to like, you know, get used to being in places that. I mean, it sounds weird when you break it down. You're literally leaving them in a, but it's at school, you know, and it's like
But
this is where
still.
they can now begin to make friends and start develop like the social, all those things that we all have had to do and you have to do as a human being. But like,
Mm,
I don't know it, but that feeling, and I went through it with both my. It's a hard feeling to walk away from as a parent and be like, oh, like you feel gut wrenching because you can see it in their face. You know,
I
it's
know.
crazy.
My rule has always been, I won't leave him, but I allow him to leave me.
Hmm.
So if he wants to stay the night at a very select one-person family house, like they're a good friend, they live down the road. So
Right,
that's
right,
the only person, like, that's him leaving me, for example.
right.
I've never left him to the point where he's without me because I left him.
Yeah,
And I've said I won't do that until he's 18. So this song like really hit my mom like heart. And I all I could think was like, this is why I never abandoned my child. No one really watched him because I mean, imagine having that feeling enough to be able to write a song on it, Chris. That
yeah.
just breaks my heart.
Heartbroken.
Heartbroken by Nirvana. Like what?
Nirvana. So this song for you, really, this was a triggered song for you.
Yeah. I
This
mean, it
song,
just made me feel right in all of my choices that I've
yeah.
made so far.
But I will tell you, and here's the great thing about Nirvana to me that I always found fascinating, and I think you could say this with a lot of pop songs too, is that this was, as far as Nirvana goes, this was like a pop song. I mean, it literally
Yeah,
is a pop song written
sure.
in a pop form structure, you know, dealing with something like this, like, you know, and however you take it, whether it's that
Mhm.
the abandonment of like a, you know, a parent leaving their child for good, or this like simple act of like, we're going out for a night and we're leaving you with your grandparents and maybe you've never had to like be away from home before, and the anxiety of that separation, you know, and then waking up in your mother's arms because they're back, they came back, they,
They
you
came
know, they
back.
went out to a show, they came back, they picked you up and you're home again, and it's like, you know, it could be as simple as that. So you know,
Mm,
I love it. I love it. I think, and it's one of these songs too from Nirvana to me that I feel like, and they did play it live because it was on a B-side record. So this is the record they kind of released this. Like Nirvana got big, huge with Nevermind, and like the labels like, well, we got to release something. So they wound up releasing a
mhm.
bunch of like B-sides and things like that were kind of before Nirvana got big. And this was one of the songs that
Sure.
was recorded before Nevermind came out, but was never like really kind of released until it was on Incesticide, and it became like another, not like, you know, not like teenage
Sure.
Smells Like Teenage Spirit large, but it became big enough where like the band started playing, they start playing it in their live shows a lot, you know.
So I would say, where do I rate this one? I don't think I like it enough for it to be a 4 record, but I think it's
Okay.
very close, like with a 3.9.
Yeah. Okay.
3.9.
3.9. That's
3.9.
not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, this song, I love you in the beginning.
Yeah. I would say I like the tune of the song more so.
Yeah, it's almost very Beatles-esque, to be honest with you.
Drop me off at Grandpa
The
Joe's.
Yeah,
Big
Grandpa.
screams to please me no. Grandma take me
And it's just like
Grandma take me
pumping with that Nirvana crunch, man.
Listen, I'm a grandma at one point in my life.
Grandma, take me home.
And when my baby grandchild is saying, Grandma, take me home, I'm not going to be strong enough for that conversation.
Yeah. Grandma, take me home.
I can't. I don't know. What? Your parents aren't there.
Yeah, you're supposed to be here. Grandma, take me home. Yeah.
I would feel so sad.
Fast forward to Grandma Amanda.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? And hey,
Will
listen,
you be like, what is your title? Is it Grammy, Grandma, Gran,
I think it'll be Grandma.
Mima?
Grandma. And growing up, we always had Grandma Patrick, Grandpa Patrick, Grandma Smith. So we just put Grandma in front of the name or the last name. And even Mark's side, they did Grandma and Grandpa Sharp, and then like Grandma Millie and Grandpa Lloyd. Though, like they had their first names after their title, and they are God. They were so cute. So maybe I'll be Grandma Amanda.
I like that.
What do you want to be?
You know, it's tough. So growing up, I had my grandpa, and then I had my pop.
Okay.
So, and I always loved calling him pop, you know, pop or pop. So I don't know. I kind of like that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go with that.
I feel like you are that.
I pop, right?
Yeah.
Or pop.
Yeah. Like, because
I
you'll
don't
be that fun.
We'll see. Yeah, I think I will be. I think I'll be a fun grandpa.
I think so. And you have 2 daughters, so more than likely you'll have a grandchild. I just have a son, so who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe,
Listen,
maybe not.
the future is wide.
Absolutely. And I'll be
The
okay
future's
either
wide.
way.
Yeah. Yes, you will be. All right. So moving on with the show. And by the way, we'd love to hear. How do you guys all want to be referred to when you become grandparents? If you become grandparents, if that's something you desire to do, or if you had grandparent names in an alternate reality, what were your grandpa names?
Yeah.
Your grandparent names be? Yeah. Mima is always cute too.
I mean, if that naturally happened, sure.
If it naturally happens, right. All right. So your third and final song to me, is absolutely a song that I've heard, and I remember when this came out on MTV. But I mean, I actually thought So I'm gonna say, so back in the day when this came out, I was like, this was like 1987, 87 when this came out, and I was too busy being like a metalhead.
Sure.
So when this came out, I was like, oh God, this is so lame. But as much as I would be like, this is lame, I really like the song, but I'd be like, oh, this is lame because I'm metal, so I have to dislike the song. But I really liked it. And as I've gotten older, I still like the song, and it's gotten even better to me with age because I really feel like it is a well-constructed pop song. And I am talking about the one and only George Michael's Faith. And this song was a big deal for George Michael back in the day because this was off his solo record, his first solo record, post Wham. So there's a lot of excitement about this. And like, listen, George Michael's voice, great voice. Guy can sing. He could sing. It was great record. But I remember the singles that came off this record, by the way, because if you remember the second single off this record?
As soon as you tell me, I'm going to probably say, oh yeah,
I Want Your Sex.
Oh,
Remember that?
there you go.
Yeah. But this is the same guy that was singing like Wake Me Up Before You Go and I'm Your Man and all that and Freedom. And I also like the Freedom 90 version, by the way, which is funny because the song starts off with like the Freedom. Like it starts the keyboards, like the organ is Freedom.
Yep.
It's just a fun song, man. I mean, it really is a great pop song when you look at it, when you listen to it, when you break it down. I mean, you gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. You know, and he's pulling some like Elvis moves in the video, like he's doing it, hip shake and the butt wiggle and right in the camera. Like it's just so like ridiculous. He's got the leather jacket on and the shades and it's so funny with the jukebox and everything. Like it totally calls back like all those classic, the classic
Mhm.
images. So, what's funny about this record is that he, I shouldn't even say funny. I mean, what's actually interesting, I should say, is that this song won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, and it's been 6 consecutive weeks at number 1 in the US, first topping the chart in January 16th, 1998. Guess what it surrendered to when it was knocked out?
Mm.
If you had to take a guess.
I'm gonna say something Michael Jackson.
Not Michael Jackson.
Who? What?
He was knocked out for 2 weeks by my one and only crush.
Oh! Tiffany?
Yes. It surrendered to Tiffany's debut album for 2 weeks before moving back to the top spot for another 5 weeks. It was the biggest selling album of 1988 in the US. Officially 10 million plus.
Wow.
So 10. Think about that today. Who is selling 10 million? Maybe Taylor Swift is it. Like 10 million records
Wow.
in 1988 in just in US, 20 million worldwide. Of George, 20 million records. Like that's
Well
insane.
done.
Worldwide, and this title track was the biggest selling single of the year. So, congrats to Tiffany for knocking George Michael out for
No
2 weeks.
kidding.
I think we're alone
now.
So yeah, I mean, this is just and when you think about it too, like this is the height at MTV, music videos, such a big part, and this music video was a big deal when it
Timing's
came out.
everything. Yep.
It's awesome. So I really dig this. So check this out too. I thought this was interesting. The amount of songs, sorry, not songs, the amount of movies and shows this was in. This has appeared in this song. So
I can't.
Young Sheldon. So as far as TV, it was used in Young Sheldon,
That's a funny
The
show.
Goldbergs, Community, South Park, House, Will and Grace, Cold Case, and Scrubs, to name a few. And in movies, it was in Ready Player One, Walking on Sunshine, The Infidel, The Rules of Attraction, and Very Bad Things. And I know it was in more than that too, but those are just the ones that I was able to find quickly. Yeah, it was also in The Office too, by the way. That's the other thing, is that when Andy's college acapella group at the Halloween party. Yeah. Andy dresses up like George Michael.
That is
so
the
great.
dumbest show, but it's the best show.
So excellent. So excellent. It was also in the show Eli Stone as well. So, I mean, this song's just, that's another thing, right? A song transcends. It becomes such a part of pop culture that it appears in everything. That's a good song.
That's a good song.
Straight up. And, whether you dig it or not, it's an earworm. It stays with you. So, and even Limp Bizkit, who I'm not a big Limp Bizkit fan, but even they did a real metal, like a heavy version of this. And even that, like, became a hit for them and became like a staple in their shows of playing like that. So, song has got staying power, man. Song has got staying power. So, where do I rank Faith, right? What is my rating? I like it. I do like the song. I think it holds up. It actually just came on recently. We were at a bar and it came on over to jukebox and everybody was like
put him in a good mood, right?
Can't help it. Put you right in a good mood. So I'm going to give it. It is deserving. And I do feel like it's a good song. It's a really good song. I'm going to give 5 records. I'm going to give Faith 5 records.
Oh my gosh. And I'm so glad.
That's to make Dave happy.
And I'm so glad you gave your rating before you just read Dave's most recent comment, which is
the beginning of Faith always reminds me of the beginning of Jimmy Buffett's book.
I'm like, oh man, I know you don't love Jimmy Buffett, so I wouldn't want it to like have knocked it down a little prior to the five record.
Yeah. The amount of 10 million records in the US is like 5% of popular. Yes, exactly. It's crazy.
To think not okay, and that means that even more that many more people listened to it and loved it too, right? I mean, that's just the people who bought it.
Those are the people who actually went out and bought the record. Bought Faith, like bought that record.
That's just wow.
Which is also called Faith. Yeah. Great. I mean, 1988 too, man. I mean, or 87. Sorry, 87. What a year though. I mean, because you have like metal is ruling the charts. You have pop music as always ruling the charts. I mean, Tiffany, like you think about, like Tiffany knocked him out for 2 weeks, and then he came right back again. So it was like that's how this record was so popular, man.
And I think about that all the time. Like, timing truly is everything. I know we say that all the time, but I mean, had Tiffany released a song at a different time, it could have stayed there longer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, possibly. Very well, could have been. I mean, and that's a great record, by the way.
I know.
Oh, Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany.
Oh,
You had your
Tiffany.
chance
I had my chance, but I wasn't spending $150.
to
Sorry.
go to the mall. Nope.
$65 for sure. I would have done it. Maybe 75, but
100 triple digits sounds a little different.
a little tough. But man, Tiffany, please come back.
There were some regrets.
Maybe we could get Tiffany to do a reading for the show. Like, hi, this is Tiffany, and you're listening to Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown.
That would be
Listen to that recording forever.
5 records all day long.
All day long, Tiffany.
So fabulous. So fabulous. Okay. So I like the 5 records. That's 2 5 records. That
Yeah,
you
which
gave.
Dave brought it up. Is this the first episode with 2 5 record ratings? I don't think so.
I don't think so. It might have been the first episode that you gave
Yeah.
2 5 records off my list, though. That's questionable.
By the way, if there's anybody out there who just wants to help out the show and you want to go back through all our episodes and kind of create a list of all the ratings, we would love that, because I'd love to create a database for that, because something we talked about doing and we never did it. So
But
we
you
need
know
somebody to
what?
go back and go do it.
There are a lot of ratings I regret because I was new to listening to certain things. So I can't say regret because
You
I
said
think
what
it
you
shows
said.
I said what I said. And in that moment I felt that, but truly like as we've discussed it, our ears have changed.
I would say between you and I, we have, because of doing the show, we tend to listen to music a little differently between us
Absolutely.
both now. Like, so I think that the show has helped us grow as music listeners and
I
fans.
agree. All right. Without any further ado,
Hmm.
your last and final song to me, Chris Baglio, was Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. This was the song I actually knew.
Okay, so I had a feeling that this might be the song that you kind of knew. But, listen, I can't take things for granted. I can never assume when it comes to Amanda Sharp.
This is true. This is true. So I would listen to the song back in the day and I actually liked it. I didn't necessarily know the lyrics, but I enjoyed it. I think I was around people who listened to it. There was fond memories and time, during that time. So I have,
Yeah. Oh my God.
I
I'm so
have,
glad you said that.
yeah, like I have happy experiences along with listening to this. So
Yes.
like there's that nostalgia feeling that I can't, but I never paid
Yeah.
attention to the lyrics
hmm
until now. And so I Google machined. I wanted to see the lyrics and I wanted to see what the song was about. And it was written in a hot tub
hmm
after the 2 people who wrote it had heard about basically a murder
Yep.
or a
Yep.
kidnapping.
Scott Weiland, and who rest in peace, Scott Weiland, and drummer Eric Kretz wrote the lyrics in a hot tub after hearing a story.
And which is always interesting that they can pull something so interesting, like build a song off of something so tragic.
Right.
But the lyric that really got me after hearing it was basically it's like the dog smells like and they
When
find
the
the
dogs
body.
begin to smell her, and I
Yes.
feel it when the
And
dogs begin to smell her.
yeah, and then the line that really like hit me in the stomach was, "Does she smell alone?"
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I wanted to like cry when I really digested those lyrics. Does
And
she
I think
smell alone? Like I
and I
was like,
think that's why this song honestly has become so became so popular too, is that it's and the way he sings it, his voice, but like
Mhm.
it's and he's described it as a song, as a metaphor for a lost obsessive relationship. And I think for a lot of people, you can relate to that, and even though it's like, yeah, it's like the dogs, but it's like it is those metaphors and that feeling of loss. And yeah, it resonates, man. It hits. This
Mhm.
song hits.
Yeah, it kind of slapped me in the face.
Yeah.
And it honestly made me like it even more, even though it was a very sad like that lyric for whatever reason. And maybe it's because I listen to so much true crime. But
I
I
was gonna say, I
never
think it's a true crime thing with you.
yeah, I never digested, those alone moments in death potentially, especially
Yeah.
if you're getting murdered and you're just there like dying. And the smell of alone, like that just hit me so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even like this lyric, like, and I feel so much depends on the weather. So is it raining in your bedroom? And I see that these are the eyes of disarray. Would you even care? You know, I think that's just
It's powerful.
that, where you going with a mask you found? And I
Mhm.
feel when the dogs are going to smell her, will she smell alone? The dogs do find her. Got the time to wait till tomorrow. I mean, yeah, it's a very powerful emotional song,
Mhm.
and I just the way it's constructed, the guitar, which by the
Mhm.
way, as a guitar, like tried to learn how to play this song, and I could play it to a point, but I got to tell you, there's a lot of complex chord changes in this song, so it's a very weird song and a weird chord progression. So, the acoustic version of the song, by the way, I don't know if you've ever heard it because the acoustic version became really big of the
That's what
song.
I read, and
It was
I
on
don't think I
MTV. I
did.
remember watching it on MTV, and that then the radio stations around here in the New York area started playing that version, and that even think I maybe even became even bigger than this version of the song.
Mm.
Um, so it's like one of those things where, and we know this with songs like Everlong by the Foo Fighters, like there's that version,
Mhm.
and then the acoustic version
Yeah.
takes on a whole other life of its own, and people get even more invested in a song, and it's great. And it's just, and one more quick point is that you said it. You literally said, you said, I remember this song this time, and there's a lot of memories. And for me, this was
Mhm.
1992, and this song was everywhere. And I was in my second year of college. Oh no, actually, sorry, I take that back. I was in my first, so I was actually in between. I graduated high school
Mhm.
and starting my first year of college, my first semester of college, and it just was a like an amazing time, and the song was everywhere. And I remember going to the shore and it was on, and like I remember a buddy of mine had a guitar and he started playing it, and all of a sudden everybody broke out into a sing along out in this like out in
Oh,
the
I believe it.
courtyard of this hotel, and it was just awesome. Like it really brings back a ton of
Mhm.
really good memories for me around this time period with this song.
I agree, and when you brought up Everlong, do that was the song that Ralph sang on our show, right? When we
It
were back
is. Yep.
so, speaking of the power of the acoustical versions of things, I was like, "I don't really like this song," and then Ralph sang it in a room that we were in one day, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds so wonderful, I love it," and Chris is like, "Man, that's the same song."
Yeah, literally the same song.
Literally the same song. But there is something about acoustical versions that I usually do like. So I will listen to it because I suspect I probably will really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, where do I rate this song?
Where do you rate Plush?
Where do I rate Plush? I'm going to give it 5 records because I really think the nostalgia behind it is powerful. And for that reason alone, 5 records.
Plush is music to your ears.
Mm,
What a great riff. By the way, this riff, said bassist Robert DeLeo came up with this riff for this song in the back of a U-Haul truck the band was using for a local tour.
yeah. And I go, "Was it moving?"
Yeah.
Like,
Which
I
which is
mean,
also fun because they also goes on to say here, this is all from songfacts.com, by the way, is that the song's instantly recognizable chord structure was inspired by DeLeo's love of ragtime music.
interesting.
So listen to ragtime music. If you're listening to ragtime music, then you know the source of inspiration for the music, the actual arrangement of this song.
Very
It's rooted in
interesting.
ragtime music. Amazing,
Interesting.
right?
Indeed. Indeed. So what a walk down memory lane today.
What a walk down memory lane. So another fun fact, not fun fact, so just a memory. So I saw Stone Temple Pilots a few times. And one of the times I saw them, they were like the middle band on this like package tour, and they were playing with the Butthole Surfers.
Ex
And
Say
the
what?
Butthole Surfers were kind of the headlining band, or they were the last band to play. And Stone Temple Pilots,
Okay.
they were still newer. They had just this record had just come out, like basically, and Plush was just starting to get played, and so it was just starting to get traction. And there used to be a place around here called Suntan Lake, and I swear to God, it was like 38 Special and Cheap Trick must have played there every weekend. They felt like they were the house bands at Suntan Lake, which is now a Costco, by the way. It used to be,
Gotcha,
but it used to be
okay.
Suntan Lake, and it was great, and it was a lake, and he used to do shows there all the time during the summer. Anyway, So Stone Temple Pilots plays. They sounded awesome, but right before they go to do this song, Scott Weiland walks up to the mic and goes, "This next song is called Lunch Meat." And then he just busted into Plush. And I was like, that's so funny. Oh man, it was just great. Anyway, it was a great show. And then as soon as they were done, it was a torrential downpour. And
Isn't that the way?
and we wound up we saw some of Butthole Surfers and we wound up leaving because it just was raining and
How
it was-
poetic.
yeah, it was how poetic. But anyway,
Like Butthole Surfers?
the Butthole Surfers.
We weren't even allowed to say the word butthole when we were growing up because it was back when like you called each other buttholes.
Right.
And so it was like a mean thing.
Right.
And my mom would, and I remember telling on my sister, I was like, Mom, she just cussed. And she's like, well, what did she say? I was like, butthole. And she's like, Amanda, we don't say it because it sounds gross, not because it's a cuss word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
Oh, fun
What
show.
a fun show. What a great show. So yeah, that wraps it up. So I by the way, I love Ashley's idea. So I think that next week we're gonna be looking at songs based on names. So everybody start putting your picks in because we'll post in the
I
Facebook
have a
group
lot.
and everybody start posting your picks because I really want to hear what everybody digs.
And it doesn't have to be a one name title, right? It can
No,
be,
it's just
okay, because I have one in my head that I really like.
Songs based on names, like the name of a person or a potential animal, whatever. But it's the name
That's
of
true.
name.
That's true.
Yeah. So
I'm pumped.
you're pumped. All right. So
Oh.
let's so yeah. So next week, make sure you tune in live for that show. And of course, if you're listening to this hence or post the live show, and you're listening to the replay or the audio feed, well, don't miss it. Make sure you hit that follow button so that way you get notified when we drop a new episode of the show, wherever you're watching or listening to this, especially if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified every time we go live. And we also drop videos there as well, highlight videos, music video reactions. So make sure you're following us over there on YouTube. And of course, all our social media handles on Instagram and TikTok, because we're always posting clips and all kinds of other fun little bits from the show as well. And yes, please join our free Facebook group. You can use it in the link right now to join for free. That is our community. We want you to be in there. We want you to participate, have a voice, have a part, play a part in the show for sure. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Ashley. If I left anybody out, I apologize. If you were watching and you didn't comment, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And once again, spending some time with us today. And by the way, whether it's our show or anybody else's show, please do hit that follow or subscribe button. Support your favorite creators. You can do it monetarily, or you can also just do it by simple action of following them or subscribing to their channels, because it really does help grow everybody's channels, and especially those channels that are monetized. It helps them because you are helping to support an actual creator make a living doing what they love doing. So that's across the board. Any kind of creator, please support them in their endeavors. Very, very important. If you guys love what you heard here today and you want to support us, well, once again, you could use the link, join our groups, buy us a coffee. You can support the show for as little as $2 a day. Or $2 a month, actually, not even a day. $2 a day will buy you some support and would help. It goes a long way. And if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, please let us know. You can hit us up at info@songswapshowdown.com. And we're happy to talk about sponsorship opportunities for our show. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Make it a great week, as Mark Ronick always says. I love when he says that. So I'm going to steal that. But yeah, everybody, please have a great week, and we will see you for another episode of Song Swap Showdown next Monday. Join us live right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we look forward to hanging out with you. Amanda Sharp, any last words?
Great show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everyone for listening. We'll see you next week.
All right, everyone. Cheers.